My name is Cheyenne Chambliss, and I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about ethics and professionalism of police officers. Alright, we're going to be talking about duties of a police officer, some gray areas that are a little controversial, police professionalism, and how ethics and professionalism can affect the local community. Alright. The duties of a police officer focus on protecting people and property. They patrol the areas they are assigned, which sometimes include entire jurisdictions. They respond to calls, enforce laws, make arrests, issue citations, and occasionally they testify in court cases. One of the code of ethics that has been adopted by many police departments states, "As a law enforcement officer, my fundamental duty is to serve mankind, to safeguard lives and property, to protect the innocent against deception, the weak against oppression or intimidation, and the peaceful against violence or disorder, and to respect the constitutional rights of all men to liberty, equality, and justice." Alright, now a police officer must act in such a manner as to preserve the confidence and consideration that is his or her duties require. Such manner includes, but is not limited to, treating everyone with respect, knowing when and when not to give leniency or bend the rules. Putting the law above themselves is also another big thing. Alright, now there are consequences for violation of ethical duties, and penalties for violation of ethical duties vary from state to state. For example, bribing in California is punishable by imprisonment for 2 to 4 years, which is not long compared to Florida, where bribery is considered a second-degree felony and is punishable by imprisonment up to 15 years. Now, needless to say that the violation of ethical duties can drastically affect one's career and can ultimately cost the officer all the respect he or she has earned throughout their career. Alright, now while most jobs end when the individual clocks out, policemen are faced with the ethical issues of maintaining their level of social respect and adherence to the law every moment of every day. This often puts them in direct conflict with society, especially those that have little to no respect for the law or the badge. All police officers have the authority to use necessary force to uphold the law, but in some cases their force is unjustified. The ethical issues cops face each day can and does put their lives in danger when dealing with those individuals that are non-compliant. In a majority of cases, an officer must make a split-second decision on what level of force is necessary, and a misjudgment could result in injury or death for the officer and or the person who is being non-compliant. Right now, profiling is one of the big things of today. Profiling has been a major component since early days. Unfortunately, modern society is rife with incorrect assumptions and stereotypes that result in unfair racial or ethical profiling cases every day. In the line of duty, a cop has just seconds to assess the situation and does not have time to internally break down society's imposed belief systems that direct his or her conscious behavior. Right. A police officer must act in such a manner as to preserve the confidence and consideration that his or her duties require. Therefore, a police officer must not use obscene, blasphemous, or abusive language, fail to refuse to produce official identification when any person asks him or her to do so. And a police officer must perform his or her duties with integrity and must not maliciously damage or destroy property belonging to any person, illegally dispose of property, or knowingly file false or inaccurate report or recommendation concerning any person. Police misconduct encompasses illegal or unethical actions or the violation of individuals' constitutional rights by police officers in the conduct of their duties. Police brutality, torture, abuse of power, and coercion are all examples of police misconduct. With police misconduct being a big problem today, in some places there is no longer community trust in law enforcement. Well, now, police misconduct has given rise to riots, such as the Black Lives Matter riots. There's also a decrease in some communities of the overall sense of safety. Alright, now the conclusion. Law enforcement ethics push officers to uphold their lives to a higher standard than most, but when they violate these ethics, the lives of innocent people can be greatly affected by false imprisonment. Both violations of ethics and police misconduct can have costly effects on the community as well.